Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Red 30, where we make you red in 30, literally 30 minutes. This is called Glow. Listen up. I'm planning on getting like a whole orchestra to play this one day. Like in a big amphitheater or something like that.
Right.
That'd be fire. I heard this in my dream. Like I heard the sound, the songs, everything. I just had to get somebody to come and play it for me.
Yep.
It's crazy.
What if the light was inside you but nobody knew it? Dark outside like it's black outside, so how could they choose it? If they don't know that a choice exists, then why would they do it? I swear if they don't hear your voice, then they won't use it. I gotta go with the glow.
Yeah.
I need to know, create the new flow.
Create the new flow.
Learning the soul, it's hard to grow. I gotta go with the glow.
Bring it in.
I gotta go with the glow. I need to know, create the new flow. Learning the soul, it's hard to grow. I gotta go with the glow.
Break it down.
Go with the glow. I gotta go with the glow. I gotta go with the glow.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
go with the glow.
Bring it in. Let's go.
Go with the glow. Go with the glow.
Go with the glow.
Go with the glow.
I feel like that's probably what he told us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go with the glow.
Right.
I gotta go with the glow. I need to know, create the new flow. Learn the soul, it's hard to grow. I gotta go with the glow. What if the light was inside you but nobody knew it? Dark outside like it's black outside, so how could they choose it? If they don't know that a choice exists, then why would they do it? I swear if they don't hear your voice, then they won't use it. What if the light was inside you but nobody knew it?
Yeah.
Dark outside like it's black outside, so how could they choose it?
That'd be sad if you don't know it.
That a choice exists, then why would they do it? I swear if they don't hear your voice, then they won't use it.
Some movie type soundtrack stuff, bro.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The storyline with it. Y'all will see it. Y'all see it real soon. Yeah.
Go with the glow. I gotta go with the glow. I gotta
Go with the glow.
go with the glow. I gotta
Yeah.
go with the glow.
What it is, let's go.
Go with the glow. Go with the glow. Go with the glow. Go with the glow.
This is Red 30, where we make you red in 30, literally. We play the whole thing because they got a whole nother part at the end of
Yeah,
that.
right.
But we'll play it at the end of the episode. Red 30 is a 30-day reading of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. We believe in the entire Bible. We believe the Bible is a story about who you and I are, but we believe the red words tell us who we are in the story. When I speak of the red words, I'm talking about the words of Jesus the Christ. All we're talking about is Jesus, truth, and you all using
Red words.
red words. And we're here. Listen, that song is dope too, man, because it's Go to Glow. I dreamed it. Like I fell asleep. I was in the office one time, and I fell asleep for like a quick second. I'm talking about like you know, you fall asleep, and I was sitting straight up. And I was like, I was in a dark room, and I was in a dark room in a dark place. I'm gonna be honest about that. You know, if it was around the shutdown time, right? And so I had shaved my head, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
Skinny.
yeah, dog. And it was just, I was hurt. I was betrayed. I just felt all kind of different ways.
Yeah.
And I learned how to deal with those things. But I was
Right.
And I remember sitting there, and I wasn't in a creative nothing. And I think sometimes, EJ, that's when God will do it. You know what I'm saying? That's when He'll reveal the most out of you. Sometimes when you're broken and you're hurt. So don't fight those moments. But I was sitting there and I heard it. Na 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 na. Learning so it's hard to grow. I gotta go with the glow. I gotta go with the glow. And I know He's telling me something. Like I know I'm hearing it. And it it sparks me and it makes me think about when He was talking about in John 8.
Yeah.
When Jesus says, I know where I come from and I know where I'm going. And I know who sent me. He said the one that sent me is with me. And He was explaining to everybody that the reason y'all have a problem with me, that's what He was telling them, and the reason you have a problem with the things that I say or how I do things is because you don't know where you come from.
Right.
And He said, don't talk about you come from your father Abraham because that's not, before that I am. But you don't know. And they say, God, He can't be your father because if He was, you would know me, you'd love me.
Yep.
But that whole conversation made me realize that I was sent here, and I want to be clear about something, and I have this thought, EJ, and it's funny that track kind of does it for me, because I have this thought of a certain type of world, right? And I know people that I had a dream that the white boy and the black boy hold hands, the white kid, you know what I'm saying? And no diss, I'm not trying to make fun, but I'm just being honest. People heal the world, make it a better place, like all these songs, but that's not the world that I see, right? And I started realizing something. Can I explain it?
Yeah.
We started talking about it a minute ago, and I explained it. The world was never meant to be about helping people. It was never. This is what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying, EJ. In the history of life, as much as we know about it, right? Mm-hmm. This world has been fruitful.
Yeah.
We have taken its fruit and created it into other things and called it commerce, called it economy.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're in a place of total economy. So now you got upper class, middle class, lower class. You got the haves not. You got taxes. You got, all these different things. You got consumers, right, which we're consuming everything. Now you got advertising, you got bots, all the AI, all that stuff, right, all the crazy stuff, right. We developed this type of world, but underneath it all is the layer of the real layer of what the earth really is and what God really created. Mm-hmm. And we've created a lot of problems for ourselves by thinking that we were too smart. Shout out to the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Yeah.
Like that, refer to the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and we'll understand why we're here, right? But I had to come to a harsh reality that there's a difference between two things. One reality I came was that I realized that Jesus did not come for the people, and I know somebody cussing me out right now. Right? He didn't come to so much free the people, but to show the people who they were.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
See, that's the first part. And the second part is a harsh reality that I learned was the difference between help and compassion. Mm-hmm. A lot of times we're trying to help people thinking we're being compassionate, but it's two different things. Compassion is not pity.
Nope.
Right? A lot of times pity leads to help, but sometimes you don't know whether you're helping or hurting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But compassion, it comes from the word I had it in my phone, Jen. I want to look at that right quick. It comes from the word. Come on, get to the notes, brother. Get to the notes. It comes from the word rakamin. Rakamin. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but RACHAMIN, derived from the word womb, which is rakim, RACHEM, right? And compassion is compared to the feeling that a mother has when she's carrying a child. Mm-hmm. And it breaks it down, and it breaks down from that into suffering with someone. It's almost like a feeling that I'm reading it right now. It says a feeling is like literally means to be moved in the bowel, like he felt compassion. And right, like the bowel is like the place where the baby is held, right?
Yeah.
Then it says it's a feeling that produces movement or action, but compassion and help are not the same thing. One of the words that comes for compassion is compelled.
Yeah.
You can put those words together, right? But let me go back. Jesus did not come for the people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you what he came for. You ready? For God so loved the world that he gave him those guys. So watch this. That whosoever believe would not perish but have everlasting life. And I know people don't break that down. That really is a like, yo, whoever he has ears to hear, let him hear. Whoever believes won't perish but have everlasting life. But regardless of who believes or who doesn't believe, I still sent my son because I love the world. I love the system and the setup that I made. If you ever look up the word world, it is not talking about a set of people. It's talking about a harmonious system that is set up together, which we saw in the book of Genesis.
Yep.
Right? I love what I set up. So I sent my son. Watch this, EJ. You hear me? I sent my son because I so love the harmony that I set up. I sent my son on my equal in the flesh, right? That whoever believes on him won't perish, but have everlasting life. In other words, they won't perish or do perishable things or have perishable functions, but they'll consistently be producing everlasting life. And I had this world, EJ, I saw it, and I have to, Jesus, I want to say, well, Jesus did come for the people. All right, well, why did Jesus, they say he closed his door up on people. Because he said he knew it was in their heart. Even in the Beatitudes, and I want to break that down because even Matthew 5 talks, they call it the Beatitudes. But at the beginning of Matthew chapter 5, verse 1, we talked about it a little earlier. It says, when Jesus saw the multitudes, listen to this, guys, as he came for the people. He saw the multitudes and then left them and went up into a mountain.
Right.
And it says, and when he was set, like when he was set up there, then his disciples or the disciplined ones came up there to where he was, the true followers. Listen to what I'm saying. You mean tell me Jesus saw a multitude of people and left them? Yes. He saw a multitude of people and closed the door upon them? Yes. He did it because he was not there to please the people. The people would have had Jesus doing all kind of stuff.
And that's all through the Gospels.
That's all, EJ, that's all through the Gospels. He never said, I came because my father wanted me to help. No. He said, as I hear, I judge. Ready? He said, and my judgment's just because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Father. You see what he's saying? He says, the Father works, so I work. I only do what I see the Father do. So I can't come down here and start seeing things the way that I see them and start helping people.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Because help doesn't produce miracles. It only produces help, which you continually need help. But compassion, right, brings somebody up out of a form or a situation that they're in into the new place. But how do we get there, right? And you don't drag somebody out by getting in the hole with them. Well, listen to what I'm saying.
Come on.
So because I see this world, EJ, where, so let me go back to the first one. We've created a system where the purpose of life of individuals is to help other individuals or to further yourself individually. And that's not the point. If we were sent here, and we were, then the point should have been, I see this world. Can you imagine? Can we use our imagination for a quick minute, EJ? Use our imagination. Can we imagine a world where everybody knew they were sent here? And here's the word, ready? This will trigger us to start this one up. And they submitted to the sending. You knew you were sent. Now that's a lot of times that's a trick too. That's the problem that you don't. Nobody's told that you were sent here.
Yep.
Right? And even when you know that you're sent here, you still have to submit to the sending.
Yep.
Submit to the understanding that I was brought here to develop something here. Not necessarily for somebody else, not necessarily for people, but just because we were sent here to develop the earth. And we developed it. We developed it in all kind of different ways, right?
Yeah.
But we developed in a way that causes more problems than solutions. Or causes more problems than progress. The potential of this earth is amazing. It will take a scientist or somebody that's been studying to really say the real potential of what this earth is possible, what was possible with this earth. But we have a tendency to use what is here for self-gain. You get it? And we missed the point. And now somebody got to deliver them. Somebody got to minister to them. But that was never the point.
Right. Right.
So when Jesus comes, he comes to show you what mankind looks like when it is when it is actually fully being sent and fully fulfilling what it was sent to do.
Yep.
And along the way, alignment starts to happen. Now, I notice about Jesus too. This is over 2,000 years ago, give or take whatever exact times, right? Mm-hmm. But he starts something, and then he says, "The works that I do, should you do also in greater works." I said, "What are you talking about?" It matures down the line. You get me? When he comes, he starts to bring alignment. Blind eyes open, lame walking, the dead raising, right? People are lining back up. We're seeing what sin is and what sin ain't, right? We're seeing what mercy looks like and what grace looks like in the flesh, right? We're seeing about the days that we should be doing. We're seeing the opening and the freedom. We're seeing the fulfillment of the law. We're seeing it, right?
Yep.
But then the process says the greater works, the works that I do, you do also. You believe on me, the works I do, you also, and greater works. In other words, we should not still be wishing for or hoping for the things that he began to do then. We should have made progress by now. Yeah. By now, we should be a place to where we're actually being fruitful and multiply and replenishing the earth, like we were told in the beginning.
Right.
Imagine a world, and it's so freeing to me, but imagine a world, EJ, where we were all here being fruitful and multiplying. And I'm not talking about having sex and having babies. God bless all that. But being fruitful and multiplying and replenishing the earth.
Yep.
Not depleting it. I'm not talking about climate change right now, so don't put me on that boat. I'm not talking about PETA or the World Health Organization. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm just saying that there are some potentials in this earth that God sent us here to cultivate.
Yep. Yep.
Right? And the deception or the deceiver got us to use our abilities to cultivate, right? And turned it into a cult. Turned it into what we call culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now a lot of things like what we're doing here, right? And a lot of things what people do, they're helping people and they want to, now the mission is to reach people, but the mission is really to represent who God is in this earth form. You get it? This is the kingdom of God. This is seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Mm-hmm. And all these things we added. Matthew 6 even starts dealing with the societal pressures. It deals with what it looks like to be functioning in a society.
Yep.
But I want to say it again. You were sent here, and so the next step is to submit to the sending. Here's a better way to say it. You ready, EJ? Mm-hmm. Submit to being sent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we submit to being sent? Because if we can submit to the understanding that we were sent here, then there are things on the inside of us that will begin to flourish. There are gifts and understandings and mentalities on the inside of us that will begin to flourish, that will not only benefit ourselves, but it'll benefit all those around us. Because this is what love the Lord your God with all your heart, your mind, your soul is.
Yep.
And this is what love you. EJ, just put them together. The greatest commandment locks up with John 3:16. Watch. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, whosoever believes in should not perish with everlasting life. So the greatest commandment is thou should love the Lord thy God with all your heart, your mind, and your soul. You see? For God so loved that he gave his only son. So now his only son tells us to love the Lord your God with all heart, your mind, and your soul. You get it? And the second one is like this: love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Right.
Right? You identify your neighbor as you've identified yourself with God. You get it? And then we become a people that we have no idea what God's intention was. Ain't that crazy? I mean, Jesus would say stuff like, I have many things to say to you, but you can't bear them now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They said in the book of Corinthians, Paul, eyes have not seen, nor ears heard, neither into the heart of man things that God prepared for them that love him, right? Like there are things that we still hadn't seen because we're still trying to do we said this last part about our plan, putting aside our plan.
Yep.
Our plan is blinding us from the plan of God. He be showing me this stuff, EJ. He be showing me this stuff, bro. Like I be seeing it, and I know I see it for us. Mm-hmm. You're watching RedIn30. I know that if we're so consumed right now, even this, and this may be something you have to watch over and over again. Sometimes we're talking about things that we may not even, what's the word? We may not be even to understand. You know what I'm saying? Until later on. But we've so caught up with help mentality, which leads to other people that we don't even imagine a place where all people are cultivating this God-given land we call Earth. When I say cultivate, I'm not just talking about planting plants. And there's so much other stuff, EJ.
Right, yeah.
There's so much other stuff, and the potential of this Earth. This is why the flood came. The flood came because the people were pissing away the potential of the planet. Oh my God, did you hear that?
Right.
You're pissing away the potential of the planet. I'm not talking about the tree hugger stuff, EJ. I'm not talking about. I love nature too, though. That's a major part of it. This is why he tells us: look at the birds, look at the trees, right? Mm-hmm. Look at the flowers. But I'm not just talking about some tree hugger organization. You know what I'm saying? Save the water, save all that's cool. But there are potentials here that we have not even scratched the surface of. And if I can, and this is one of those pods, bro. Where if I can get people, it's John A. You can go look at it. If I can get people to submit to the sending,
mm-hmm. Right.
Submit to the understanding that I was sent here. Then what does it do? It allows me to unfold as a sent one.
Yeah.
He sent me with something in me. You get me?
Yep.
And so now, I was sent as a seed into this system. Stop complaining about where you are and where you were born and who you were born to. Stop being envious about, I wish I was born over there, I wish I had that, I wish I had that. Stop. You are there for a reason because you were sent there to be the seed of replenishing.
Yep.
But the trick is to make you complain and make you look over. That's exactly what he did with the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Make them look over there and make you want something else without realizing that you have it on the inside of you, and you were sent here to flourish in the place that you are.
Right.
You were sent here to flourish in the place that you are. Whatever age you are right now, some people are in school right now. We're in elementary school, in high school, in college. We're different aspects of life. We're different. Whatever age and place that you are in life, you were sent here to be effective in that time, in that place. Everywhere you've gone, you've been sent there. You say, well, even when bad things happen to me, even when I've gotten misused or done wrong when I was younger, yes, listen to me. We don't always understand the process, but in the process, it becomes a part of our path. I don't wish it upon anybody, but hey, if it has happened, it happened, and it just is what it is.
Yeah, right.
Our job is to get up and to learn from it and be a sent one to make sure that never happens to another.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? All things work together for good. Jesus said, resist not evil. Man, you just don't want to do things and want things to happen and want bad things to happen to people, especially children. I could go crazy about that, boy. I could whoop some people with some of that, right? But realizing that you're a sent one. Sometimes you're a sent one to realize that you were sent to be an example to someone so that they wouldn't turn out to be a person to abuse somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't know that you're sent, you don't submit to the sending, then we begin to perpetuate this self-serving understanding.
Yep.
We perpetuate this self-serving mentality, which we don't think is a problem, but we perpetuate it, and it starts to branch off into other things, and it unfolds as this thing, which now we call despicable. But it's only because it was always self-serving. Watch this. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
It was self-serving and not sent-serving. You get me? So I want to say it again. This is one of those ones where we just quiet I want to say it again. Submit to the sending. There's another thing, we get so limited, so you think, now you're sent. You were sent one, you were called one, and you sent, and now you want to be on somebody's pulpit, or you want to be,
Right.
you want to have somebody's platform. It ain't really all that, man. Like, it's not all, it ain't all it's cracked up to be. Stop trying to get over. It ain't that, right? Stop limiting the sending.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Stop limiting the state of the sending. Stop limiting what the sending was supposed to produce. Right? And this is why we have to, the key word is submission. This is why we have to sit down and submit. Get low and submit and see what is being said to us. Right? By the Father. And when we can see what's being said to us, then we can know who sent us, where we come from, and where we're going, and why. What are we doing while we're here? You get me?
Yep.
And so I'll just leave with that. This is RedIn30, guys. You can turn that track on again. You can play it all the way out. I just want to leave it with this. Go with the glow, right? There's a light on the inside of you that you were sent with from the Father, and you got to go with it and just flow. Go ahead, play it from the top. We'll play it all the way. It might go over 30 minutes, but we'll be all right. Play it till the end of it. It's RedIn30, guys.
What if the light was inside you but nobody knew it? Dark outside like it's black outside, so how could they choose it? If they don't know that a choice exists, then why would they do it? I swear if they don't hear your voice, then theirs, they won't use it. I gotta go with the glow. I need to know, create the new flow. Learning the soul, it's hard to grow. I gotta go with the glow. I gotta go with the glow. I need to know, create the new flow. Learning the soul, it's hard to grow. I gotta go with the glow. Go with the glow. I gotta 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 go with the glow. I need to know, create the new flow. Learning the soul, it's hard to grow. I gotta go with the glow. What if the light was inside you but nobody knew it? Dark outside like it's black outside, so how could they choose it? If they don't know that a choice exists, then why would they do it? I swear if they don't hear your voice, then theirs, they won't use it. What if the light was inside you but nobody knew it? Dark outside like it's black outside, so how could they choose it? If they don't know that a choice exists, then why would they